Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. BTC on the hourly, guys, 21,600, still slowly making its way to the upside. No real spikes of volume or any kind of indication that we're seeing a strong market transition at the moment. And, the rest of the crypto market is just following along with Bitcoin. I've got XRP up here, also trading right now at about 34.5 cents. So similar kind of pattern here. Volume staying relatively low, not too much to report on with regards to the crypto market. But, what we are seeing are CEOs of tech companies suggesting that the big tech companies like BlackRock and Meta will participate in the next phase of the crypto-powered internet, guys. This is coming from Michael Branch. And Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, was the one who said this. He was interviewed by CNBC, and he said, we want every company in the world to integrate into crypto, obviously. Coinbase has obviously got a vested interest in that. Just saying, we want every company to have an internet presence or use the internet in some way. Even if they're not an internet company, they're going to have a homepage or maybe get new customers through the internet or accept payments. Crypto is the same way. I think big tech is going to have a role to play there. We're seeing companies like BlackRock, the largest asset manager out there, has now integrated with Coinbase. Meta was another great example. It's showing me that we can really win not only a large retail customer segment, but we can also win deals with the largest companies in the world as Coinbase. That bodes really well for our future. And despite the fact that we're going through a bit of a crypto winter right now, Brian Armstrong is feeling that we are going to get back to the bullish sentiment by the middle of 2023. He says, obviously, we're in a bit of a down cycle, but it's not unusual for us. We've been through 4 cycles like this as a company, and we're only 10 years old. This one just happens to coincide with the broader macro environment coming down. We all hope it'll be 12 to 18 months and then a nice recovery, but you obviously have to plan for it being longer than that. We don't try to get too cute about predicting the future. So mid-2023, that could be the bulk of it. We're also assuming that we were going to get out of this funk by, the fall, quarter 4 of 2022, quarter 1 of 2023. There were several predictions suggesting that this could be the bottom, like Raoul Pal saying, he's 70% sure that we have reached the crypto bottom or the bottom of the crypto market. But there's other good news. Navin Gupta of Ripple, he works in the MENA region. He retweeted this out, cash credit or crypto, seeing significant increase in crypto acceptance by merchants. Now, this was a Forbes article just essentially outlining the fact that more merchants are accepting crypto for payments. Asia is leading the world in crypto investments as Central and Southeast Asia accounted for a third of NFT sales. But with regards to retailers, they are also seeing the need to accept cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency transaction value is expected to surpass $16 billion in 2023, prompting 75% of retailers getting ready to accept the new cryptocurrency. So in Asia, 75% of retailers are looking to be able to accept cryptocurrency for payments. This is because tech-savvy youths are willing to try new things, thus embracing cryptocurrency after witnessing the many incentives to participate. So they talk a little bit about NFTs playing a role in this, but also play-to-earn GameFi schemes, even for the wealthy. Virtual assets, including cryptocurrency funds, NFTs, and stablecoins, now make up to 7% of an investor's portfolio. So especially in Asia, we are seeing a lot of the youth focusing and shifting more on the cryptocurrency side of things, using crypto for more applications, but now we're seeing them wanting to purchase goods and services with cryptocurrency. So the retailers, they are looking out for that, and that is growing in the MENA region. Of course, this is why Navin Gupta was the one retweeting this article out. It's not to say that it is not happening in North America. It is, slowly but surely. North America, Europe, the Western world, we're also seeing crypto adoption take off, but it is taking a little longer, I got to admit. I wish we were further ahead in that regard. Gonna continue, guys. Michael Branch posting this. Now, this has to do with the OnXRP project. OnXRP, an XRP ledger-built modular ecosystem, has reported reaching an important milestone for its on-ramp solution. The project stated that 500 U.S. citizens were able to purchase XRP for their non-custodial wallets directly via fiat, thanks to OnXRP and Banxa's joint venture. So here's a tweet just outlining this new partnership. We passed $500,000 USD in bought XRP XRP through our on-ramp solution with Banxa Official. About 500 US citizens were able to buy XRP directly through us and their self-custody wallet, so there is no need for a centralized exchange. Where XRP is delisted, guys, this could be the future of purchasing XRP. Purchasing on a DEX via OnXRP and Banxa's joint services, the total volume of XRP purchased through this on-ramp service equals $500,000 US. Down here in the article, they just talk about, the SEC lawsuit and why this is, a new and innovative way to be able to, purchase your XRP if you want to kind of get around the typical regulations of having to purchase through a centralized exchange. They also talk a little bit about Web3 and the future, and this could be the future. I mean, we could see more purchasing, not just of XRP, but of other cryptocurrencies using this method. So, great news here from onxrp.com, and that Banxa partnership. Wanted to thank Michael just for posting that. Moving along here, Michael Manfield posting this. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation and Japan Post Bank have joined SBI Ripple Asia's banking consortium. So these guys already Ripple partners. I believe they were part of the a greater consortium of Japanese banks in that region of the world who have committed to utilizing RippleNet. Well, now Genius Bank will operate as a division of Manufacturers Bank, a California state chartered bank that is a wholly owned subsidiary of SMFG partner SMBC, offering personal loans from the outset before expanding into savings and checkings account products within its first year. The chairman and CEO of the Manufacturers Bank said, "With the launch of Genius Bank, we have the rare opportunity to build exceptional products from scratch that uniquely meet the needs of today's digital native customers who need and expect more." Genius Bank also says they won't charge the punitive fees that most banks charge today and will minimize paper and manual processing. With most employees working in remote locations, Genius Bank will operate as a full-fledged online bank with no bank branches. So slimming it down, cutting down the fat, and streamlining the process, all things that the Ripple blockchain make very, very easily when you have a very, very proficient mousetrap. Our target customers don't want these things, and the resulting efficiency will allow us to provide more value back to them, says Rosenfeld, who is the CEO. Where's John? John Rosenfeld, president of the Citizens Access. He said it will allow us to provide more value back to them. Genius Bank will be the leader in data and technology, using information to provide personalized insights for customers seeking to make the most of their money, not just managing it. And we're seeing this, guys, happen more and more with these banks. If you've noticed, even in North America, I realized over the last 5 years or so, they are trimming down the banks. And, in some branches, you go in and you might not even be able to get cash. If you want to withdraw cash from the teller, they say, well, go to the bank machine. But larger sums of cash, you might not even be able to withdraw, even just going to a classic bank branch. So, they're starting to minimize cash. They're already focusing on going to a cashless society. Has the writing been on the wall for years and we just have not seen it? Well, that's for you to decide. Gonna keep moving, guys. T-Hole Benedict XRP posting this with regards to Ripple partner Temenos. Now, they are powering Shanghai Commercial and Savings Bank. They've just adopted the Temenos platform. Shanghai Commercial and Savings Bank, one of the listed banks in Taiwan, has selected Temenos, who is, again, a Ripple partner, and IBM to replace its legacy core systems with Temenos Open Platform for composable banking. Part of the IBM ecosystem, Temenos and IBM have successfully teamed up for decades to help financial institutions around the world deploy next-generation banking technology, reducing costs and taking advantage of new pockets of profitability. And so they are expanding and collaborating with IBM, combined with Ripple-enabled Temenos, open platform for composable banking to accelerate clients' digital transformation while de-risking their journeys to the hybrid cloud. Replacing its core system with Temenos will enhance the bank's overall competitiveness and allow it to scale more efficiently by running multiple entities and lines of business on a single banking platform. SCSB will adopt Temenos' core banking, payments, and data lake functionality to support retail, corporate, trade, and treasury banking, including offshore and domestic deposits, and their remittance business. So, retail, corporate, trade, treasury banking, all these different verticals that would benefit from the XRP ledger. Consolidating on the Temenos platform will reduce IT operation costs and improve its cost-income ratio through automation, simplifying the processes and streamlining IT and business operations. So again, it's about efficiency, streamlining the process, and this just goes to show you guys, we are going to see a lot more value being driven on the XRPL. Ripple, of course, back in the day, they wanted to be laser focused and they were focusing on cross-border payments specifically, but even back then, Brad Garlinghouse was saying, well, new verticals, we're always working on new verticals to help add more value to the XRPL. The XRPL can do a lot of things, not just cross-border finance, cross-border payments. And so we have seen these partnerships, namely with banks, these are the bigger ones. But as of late, we heard about the land registry thing in Colombia, NFTs being minted on the XRPL, and so many other applications, not just focused on finance or payments. So we are starting to see these verticals pop up. I don't know if you guys remember this clip from October of 2021 from Bull Dieppe here on Twitter. Brad Garlinghouse not really wanting to get into the other verticals for, sake of NDAs. Listen to this.
Let's go to Brad first. You mentioned there are other potential applications of Ripple's technology beyond cross-border payments. What are some of those applications and use cases that you're exploring?
I'm not going to give away everything that we're working on, but the way I think about this is that any transaction that has a middleman, any transaction that requires someone to kind of commute the trust between the transaction, with security settlement, insurance settlements. There are a lot of transactions out there that have a lot of friction. This morning I was talking to a very interesting startup called Proppy, looking at residential, tokenizing real estate and using kind of effectively an NFT to transfer the ownership of a home. Ripple has been, because our customers tend to be financial institutions and banks, some of those customers will approach us and say, hey, look, we see these other vertical applications of how you could use a blockchain like the XRP ledger because of its efficiency to solve other problems. But we haven't really, we're doing some lending stuff that we've talked publicly about, but beyond that, nothing too public.
And there you go, Brad Garlinghouse letting us in on where Ripple is going, but not quite really. We always wish we could get more information from these guys, but NDAs are obviously implemented for a reason. Notice how we did talk about Proppy and transferring real estate, transferring deeds over using NFTs. He didn't use those words specifically, but he did mention Proppy. Proppy is coincidentally a partner of the World Economic Forum. But not too long after this, too, in early 2022, we did also hear about the land registry thing with Colombia. So Ripple has been working on these types of use cases. So essentially, at the end of the day, Ripple's going to be a really valuable company. The XRP token, lots of value is going to be driven to that because of the efforts of Ripple, not only the efforts of Ripple, but everybody building on the XRPL. Here's another clip of Brad Garlinghouse from Bull Dieppe on Twitter, just talking about the US in terms of regulatory clarity for crypto. And he's talking on a panel with the mayor of New York, Eric Adams. Blockchain tech is not going to wait for the United States. This is the general sentiment, not just from Brad Garlinghouse, but also from US politicians. Listen to this.
Cities like New York, I think, are trying to call out. Cities like Miami are calling out that problem. Even today, for those of you who haven't read the news, Gavin Newsom issued an executive order for the state of California calling out the fact that there's not regulatory clarity and really championing the need, because about a quarter of the US blockchain companies are based here in California, the need for that clarity. Now, that's one state, and Mayor Adams represents one city. These are federal, the federal level, and a lot of countries around the world, some represented here at the Milken event, are way ahead of where the U.S. is, and that is a problem.
Mayor Adams, you have a view?
No, I think it's right on target. I think internationally, this technology is not going to wait on America to reach a level of comfortability. It's just not going to happen. And it's here. When you think of blockchain, the ability to really start addressing some of our record keeping, deeds, birth certificates, how to get, just using this technology to run our cities better. And government is so disconnected from how this technology is very helpful. We saw that when there was a panel with Facebook and others testifying in front of Congress. It's as though government is operating on a different reality from what's happening on the ground. And we have to embrace this technology, do it in a safe way, because you are talking about the income of individuals, but there's great possibilities. Like we want to do a cyber wallet. Why are we still having paychecks for people? And why are we even worrying about if a person have a bank account or not when we could use the cyber wallet, pay people right into their cyber wallet, save millions of dollars from printing paper, then take the data we learn from spending habits to incentivize better behavior.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take that data and incentivize better behavior? I don't know if I like that part. Nevertheless, Eric Adams here discussing how blockchain technology could help the city of New York specifically and their citizens, keeping everything streamlined, organized, all those records, birth certificates, so on and so forth on the blockchain. Again, a lot of applications where the XRPL can come in handy. Now, I saw this from James Roll XRP, guys. What if Ripple was sued to stall the banks in the US from adopting this technology? Or give the banks a chance to figure it out? I mean, they have been 100% transparent from day one. Things that make me go, I could not agree more, considering I saw this story posted by Digital Asset Buy here from apparently a former Bank of America executive, okay? The story was posted by Joe Endoso, the COO of Link2. And if you guys don't know, Link2 is that company that sells accredited investors stocks in companies before they go public. Here is the story. I'll end by sharing an experience I had 2 days ago. I was speaking with a Team Apollo member whom I won't name, but who recently retired as a senior executive running one of Bank of America's major business units, okay? So a senior executive at Bank of America, he joked that the advantage of leaving banking was that he could invest in anything he wanted without being restricted by his compliance department. So if you work at a bank, obviously there's a compliance department and you can only invest in certain things. Other things are off limits for fear of a potential conflict of interest. He further joked about the contradiction between Bank of America testing Ripple's systems and investing huge sums in developing its own blockchain applications. They have 50 plus patents while making it hard for him to invest in digital asset companies and in crypto. He said it made him realize that it's not that the digital asset space is bad, it's that the big banks need to slow digital asset adoption. Because until they can figure out how to compete on the new technological battleground, they stand to lose billions in their incumbent business. So, what did this ex-Bank of America executive do right after he retired? He came to Link2 and invested a major sum in Ripple. Case closed. Now, this information coming from Digital Asset Buy, who is obviously a well-respected member of the XRP community, and he has connections to the Link2 people. I'm going to take this at face value and believe that it is true. I mean, we do not have any proof or any supporting evidence to suggest this, but it is very likely that this kind of thing is happening. Let's not forget that that Bank of America is indeed a Ripple partner, and so it's one of those things. If you cannot beat them, you might as well join them. Why did they join RippleNet? Was it to have a better mousetrap to compete with the incumbent banks, but they're paying that fee? Or do banks like Bank of America want to have an idea of what the competition is doing so that they themselves can, in fact, copy that type of blockchain technology and create their own system, similar to what JP Morgan did? So here's a theory, guys. First, I'm going to mention this from Anders L. here on Twitter. Level the playing field equals better for smaller financial institutions and banks, while the largest correspondent banks lose out on the fees. So the problem with enabling RippleNet technology is that if you're utilizing that XRP for liquidity, there's no need for those Nostro and Vostro accounts anymore. And so these incumbent banks lose a whole stream of revenue that they once had. But the downside is, if all your competitors are using RippleNet, well, you can't really afford not to use RippleNet or something just as efficient. He goes on to say, I think Bank of America realized where it's heading and thus positioned themselves before they don't have a choice anymore. I don't disagree at all. Alex here saying where DTCC goes, everyone goes. Yeah, we heard about the DTCC story just this past week. Huge news coming from that camp. Crypto pharmacist down here saying, and that's why the white shoe boys from the banks and Wall Street told Gary Gensler at the SEC to send his regulatory hounds after crypto, slow down the growth and expansion so that they can play catch up and absorb the failures. Interesting. So does the banking sector need to really catch up? And could it be a strategy to maybe, partner with Ripple for now until these guys can create something new? Rude Kermit says, so Bank of America is testing Ripple so they can do what JP Morgan did and just steal the info. It's a possibility. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but it certainly could be part of the strategy. So in that case, should we really be getting excited for these big banking partnerships as XRP holders? Are they perhaps maybe just doing this in the interim so that they have the knowledge, they can copy what companies like Ripple are doing so that they could start creating a better mousetrap? Is it a case if you can't beat them, you might as well join them until you can copy them and then beat them? As James Rule says, all things that make me go, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.